call this meeting to order. Instead of our Pledge of Allegiance, since we have an international grouping today, I think we are represented by how many countries? We've got Donna, you're from, are you and Petra from the same country? So we've got two countries represented today from different continents. Let's say that we have different continents represented today. We're going to go ahead and do our club vision instead of the Pledge of Allegiance today. And our club vision statement is, the Order of Smedley exists to empower, embrace, and elevate your speaking experience. We call this our E3 statement. Empower, embrace, and elevate. So hopefully you feel all those things by the end of the meeting. My name is Lorianne Callender, and I am the outgoing president of the Order of Smedley. I'm very thankful to have everybody join us today. We do have a short and small group today because we are up against a TLI, which is going on right now. And as an advanced club, many of our members, including myself, have district roles that require us to be in more than one place at one time. And as much as we would love to beam us up like Scotty, we can't be in two places at once. So we just don't have those skills. They haven't taught us those skills at, they haven't developed that project yet at Toastmasters. So hopefully someday they will. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and welcome our guest. We have one guest today, Petra. Petra, why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us. Who you are, where you're from, and how you're doing today.
Thank you, Madam President, and everybody. My name is Petra. I am a Thai, definitely from Thailand. I am a member of one club called Ratchaviti Hospital, Toastmaster Club, and I'm also a club coach of this club. I joined this club as the number 8th member. Right now, we are having 19. And President Distinguished Club.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I met Virginia, seemed like a long time ago, but it wasn't that long. But we've been talking a lot, liking and commenting a lot on Facebook. So I hope to be learning so much from all of you. Looks like a very tough club to join, to attend. But I would promise to try my best.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you here, Petra. Just to let you know that we are, I don't know how much Donna told you about our club. We are a hybrid club. So typically we meet both in person and online. And every role can be done in either location. The meeting room we normally are in has a really big screen, so you're life-size for us when you're visiting us remotely. And we have microphones and speakers and all kinds of wonderful technology tools that just bring both worlds together in real life. So we're a very fortunate club to have all that at our disposal. So we hope you stay with us and you can visit us during one of our hybrid club meetings, just not today's. All right, moving on along, I'm going to go ahead and welcome our two newest members once again, since we're officially after gavel. Donna and Elle both have joined this week, so we're thankful to have you guys here. You guys make, I believe, 10 members 10 and 11. That means we've gotten to 8 goals, but we're not going to meet our membership requirement for this time around. So a lot of people are holding their education goals for the next term. So Kelly will start off with a bunch of education points. So that's a good thing. But we did get our officer list on time, so she will start off with that automatic point, and she'll probably start with quite a few education points coming out of the gate. So hopefully more members will join after July. What I like about the membership list right now versus at the beginning of the Toastmaster year is that we're not all half paper members, that all 11 of us are committed to the Order of Smedley and are actively working and giving speeches. So I'm really pleased with the membership base that we have that who we do have is actively engaged, regularly attend, and communicate with each other inside and outside of club meetings. So I'm very pleased and impressed with the group that we do have. So thank you, everybody. So welcome. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Virginia.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Our theme for today is cooking with love. And during the course of this meeting, I'll be interjecting some cooking tips, some healthy choice tips, and hopefully something that might spark your imagination so you can create some kitchen harmony. I'd like to have us introduce our functionaries for today. So our aha counter, who is our aha counter? Jeanette?
Yes,
Please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Jeanette. I will be your aha counter. I will be counting those filler words that we love to use so much. Like so, what, you know, etc.
Awesome. And Elle is our grammarian. Elle, would you like to tell us about what you're going to be doing today?
Hello, my name's Elle, and the word of the day today is harmony, which means the combination of simultaneous sounded musical notes to produce chords and chord progressions having a pleasing effect. A more common everyday use of the noun is agreement or accord. Together, we can make this meeting harmonious. You could use other forms of it, and when you use it, we will snap. Additionally, I will be watching for any speech infractions and noting colorful words and imagery. Thank you.
Awesome. And Donna, our timer.
My job to monitor the timing of the meeting, especially during the table topic question, is between each question 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will show the green. 1 minute and a half, I'll show the yellow. 2 minute red. And for the speaking portion today will be Elle. She'll be speaking from 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5, I'll show the green. I will just cover the lens, okay? Yellow, cover the lens. And then red at 7. Evaluator, you'll be evaluating from 2 to 3 minutes, and I'll do the same sequence. Green at 2, yellow at 2.5, red at 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Donna.
Toastmaster.
That was totally perfect. Thank you so much. A friend of mine called me up the other day and she wanted something sweet. She said she needed to have chocolate, but she didn't want the sugar. There are options now that have stevia sweetened chocolate chips. And these chocolate chips are 50% cocoa. So they're very healthy and they taste great. I just ordered 2 more bags today. And they're called the Lilies. They're available at any local grocery store. That same friend who asked me about this, she weighs all of 90 pounds. I couldn't figure it out, but you know, I still love her anyways, even though I'm jealous. It's the sugar we need to watch out for. Our first speaker of today is Elle Holtzman. Elle is a DTM, and she just joined our club. She's absolutely dynamic, and she's a joy to listen to, and I look forward to a very harmonious speech. It has a wonderful speech title. Laureen, I just want to share this with you. Elle has some visuals. Can you allow her to bring them up?
Yeah, we've already taken care of that, and her bio is for you in the chat box.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to the chat box. One moment, please, as I look up the introduction that's in the chat box. Coaching, Elle's intro, coaching pathway level 3, reaching consensus. Option 2, title, blended, 5 to 7 minutes. For this project, there are 2 options. The first is to do a consensus exercise within a Toastmaster meeting. The other is to do the project and report on it. In this case, Elle Holtzman, DTM, found the needed to reach consensus when working on 2 corporate clubs. With COVID-19 and the need for Zoom, it may be easy for club coaches to attend to combine clubs together for a meeting synergy. However, each club has her own personality, and care must be given to build consensus, which is different than compromise. Here to share her experience is Elle Holtzman, DTM, with Blended, Elle Holtzman, DTM. Thank you. It's a 20-minute speech, 2 to 3 minute closing.
You're muted, Elle.
Can everybody hear me and see my screen before I get started? Can you see the screen?
No, we cannot see your screen. We just see your thumbnail, but we can hear you.
Oh, can somebody share it? I'm not used to doing.
You want me to share the thing that you put for
Yeah,
us?
could you just,
Yeah,
could
give
you?
me just a
Thank
second. Yep.
you. Sorry,
That's okay.
I don't know where I am
No
now.
problem. That's why I'm VP of Technology. I got this.
How do I get out of this?
Sure. Since I'm going to be sharing the screen, if you keep it on, I think, gallery, you can see both her and the screen at the same time.
Okay,
Okay. Let's see.
sorry.
That's okay. There,
All right.
can you see it now?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
and I'll just say next.
Yes, that's fine.
Blended, blended. Anybody familiar with the movie Blended? All right, on my next screen, let me just share. There I was, 2 clubs, 1 big happy family. At least I thought so. The thing about consensus is the need for consensus arises. We don't always get to proactively seek out to have a consensus unless you're in some sort of leadership role or governing body. Sometimes the need for consensus can just hit you like a ton of bricks. On the next slide, I will share an approach to telling my story, which is also useful in interviews, which is why I thought I'd bring it up. Oftentimes in interviews, you would be asked to tell me a time when, and the way you approach the story is just remember the acronym SAR, situation, action, result. In this case, the situation was the beginning of quarantine with COVID-19. Both of these clubs, I will call one club Club S and the other club Club J. I was a member of both of these clubs, Club S was very dynamic, DCP times 3. This club achieved President's Distinguished 3 years in a row. It had a very vibrant, active community. Club J had been in the realm for 10 years, and I was a charter member of that club. Upon leaving, the club didn't really have a champion, and they were doing a keep the lights on approach. So there you have dynamic club and then keeping the lights on. Now with COVID-19, we started doing the meetings on Zoom. And at first it was a great novelty, a lot of fun. We did a virtual museum tour. And one day to fill the roles, we invited Club J to Club S's meeting. Club S was host. Immediately after the meeting, we got back to our desks, and in our teams, corporate teams, I instant messaged the president and secretary, and I said, that was great. And they thought it was great too. I said, let's invite those members to be part of our team since we're going to be doing this for a while. And immediately the VP membership said, oh, they need to host their own meetings. And I had to do WTF, which in emotional agility terms means what the feeling. I was a little floored because to me, these were two groups which I considered one big family. However, Club S didn't know the history of Club J, and Club J didn't really know Club S. So here I was with a situation. Luckily, I have the emotional agility and maturity to recognize that I needed to take a pause. And I let it go at that. And I just thought, well, that's the way it is. I went back to my way of being, and I decided, what am I going to do next on my pathway? And there it was, level 3, reaching a consensus. And I thought, wow, that's exactly what I need to do here. What can I do? All I've done is realize that there's a conflict and I hit a brick wall. I need to reach a consensus. And I do think that I had maybe too much empathy for Club J. And Club J, as I mentioned, I'm a coach, and I did a monthly coaches corner with them. Every month I met with them. And so at our next team's meeting, I asked them about it. I said, what are your thoughts about hosting your own meeting? And Vanita, the VPE, said, oh, I'd be happy to host our own meeting if we had a sustained interest of 6 or more people. And what was decided was that's actually a good approach, is if you have 6 or more people, then of course it makes sense to host your own meeting. What we were seeing was 2 or 3 people coming and then a different 2 or 3 coming. It wasn't a sustained group of people taking over another club. Once I had that, I thought, well, now I have the information I need to go back to the other officers. So the result was that if there was sustained interest, then Club J would host their own meeting. Until then, they would attend as guests. We would not merge the clubs. So there was no compromise, but there was a consensus that the 2 clubs would live happily ever after in harmony, side by side. And then what can we do from here? And on the last slide, I think I saw a preview of it, but it's a Facebook meme, and it's a bunch of Venn diagram of all the things that we care about. And the way the world works today is we're often forced into false dichotomies of this or that. But on the last slide, you could see that one person can care about all the different issues in fractional degrees in different ways. It's not this or that. And what needs to happen to reach a consensus is to listen to all those people. And it's not necessarily a case of good or evil, right or wrong. It's more a case of what can we do to have some unity and live together. Everyone has a right for participation. Everyone has a right to decide. We even have a right to appeal. If it's not quite right, we can come back together and have a consensus. Now, I do recommend not to go out of your way to try to create harmony, but take life on life's terms, and you can heal the world one person at a time, starting with your own peace and joy. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Elle. That was a delightful speech. It's always nice to live in harmony. And we have a European visitor who has just joined us, Michael Fokas. Michael, tell us what club you're from.
Hello to all. Hi to all. I am from Club of Kifisia, Greece, District 109. Very glad to be today here with you. Over to you.
Thank you, Michael. The club in Kifisia is very welcoming and very, very friendly. Every other week they have an English meeting and then they have a Greek meeting. So it flip-flops, but it's always a lot of fun. Speaking about Greek meetings, another kitchen tip, if you ever want a delightful drink that's low sugar, just grab a little bit of water in your favorite instant coffee and your frother. It's called a frappe, but it's not like Starbucks frappes that have 500 million grams of sugar in them. It's just water and coffee. And if you want to make it a little sweet, just add a little sugar or pour a little milk to make it a little lighter. But a little espresso goes a long way when you whip it up. And that's cooking with love. In our club, I've learned that we do the evaluation shortly after our speaker speaks. So we're going to take a 1-minute break so our evaluator can just finish up on her evaluation. Timer Donna, would you mind timing us out for 1 minute? Okay, that's good. How about one more kitchen tip? Have you ever wanted to cook with the tomato sauce? I've learned that looking at labels is really, really a great way to find out where hidden sugar can be. This is pizza sauce, and it has 6 grams of sugar per serving, whereas some of our tomato sauces have 14, double that. So it's always nice to read the labels, and this can be used as a pasta sauce as well. Boy, this is going to be such a harmonic meeting. I can't wait for more things to happen. I wonder how much time we have left. Okay, we have about 10 seconds left. Okay, Donna, we're there. And the word of the day is harmony. I'd like to introduce our president and evaluator of our speaker, Laureen. Please feel free to turn on your mic and give us your honest evaluation.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Virginia. I'm Lori Ann, and I'd like to thank Elle for bringing up a topic that is facing a lot of clubs right now, how to carry on a meeting during all of this COVID. It's a very stressful time and a stressful topic, and Elle showed what one of my favorite qualities about Elle is her fairness in the situation and her ability to remain professional in a crisis and demonstrate that with the grace that that is synonymous in my mind with Elle. So this was a perfect, when I saw her topic come over, I said, of course this is what she's doing. I don't expect anything different from her. What I thought you did really great in your speech, what I thought you did good is that you were singing at the beginning. You kind of got us going, got us interested, you hooked us in, you had us, we were right there with you, and then you went into your speech. You spent the majority of your speech, however, setting up the scenario. So I didn't look at the clock, but it felt like you spent about 4 minutes setting up the scenario, and just the last minute or two actually saying what you did to fix the situation. What I would like to see you work on, which was actually a question on your evaluation form, is in the beginning you did the snapping with your singing, which was really engaging. I saw that you were trying to do hand gestures, and in the online world, your stage area is your screen area. So when you use your gestures, because you are being graded on gestures, we need to see them. So when you talk about this group versus that group, if it's down, I saw this and this. What I would have preferred to see was this, or that it feels weird in the online world, but you got to remember, and I did a lot of coaching for the international contest because it was all online, but most of our coaching was around the new stage area in Zoom. So I would like to see you work on practicing that for your next online speech. I imagine since you're in the corporate world, you might be doing a lot of online meetings as well. So I think people might find your engagement in your corporate online meetings more engaging if you were to practice using that. Because I find that's true in my professional meetings, is when I actually use my Toastmasters skills with my screen, I get a lot more engagement in my online meetings at work. To challenge yourself, I'd like to see you tie that ending more powerfully to what you learned. You didn't spend enough time about what you learned, how you had to grow in that particular situation, and how those two clubs grew as well. It felt like it was a drive-by with that harmonious slide you had. It felt like a drive-by, and I wish you would have spent more time on that versus setting the stage of what was going on in the club. So I would have liked to have seen you spend more time on that piece, which is basically your point of the speech. That was your primary point, and you didn't spend enough time there. I felt cheated on that. So the next time you give a speech like this, I'd like you to keep your introduction and your setup to just a minute. People don't need a whole lot of time to understand what you're talking about, especially if we're all living it already and kind of get the gist of it. You need to challenge yourself, because what came next was more of what it took inside of you, and that's the scary stuff to share. That's the scary. What did you learn? How did it frighten you? How did it frighten the clubs? And how did you overcome that and deal with it and come out better on the other side? That's the scary stuff, and that's what makes us better Toastmasters. So I'd like to see you do more of that in the future. All right. Other than that, let's see what you do next.
Thank you for your evaluation. And guess what? It's time for my favorite part of the meeting. Yep. You guessed it, table topics. Before we go to table topics, I want to share one little story with you. I have a goddaughter, and her name is Eleni. She just turned 20 years old, and she's a nursing student. In her heart, she wants nothing more than to help people. And she also enjoys healthy eating. So Eleni, when she was little, I would teach her to make easy, simple side dishes. And this is one of them. I can see Michael laughing, because these are a simple roasted lima bean in the oven with tomato sauce and onion with a drizzle of olive oil and a little oregano on top. Thank you, Petra. I know I really want to eat this right now, and I have to wait. But it's a very simple meal. It's a humble meal. To feed 12 people, it'll cost you less than $3. So a little goes a long way. And a way to cook with others brings harmony into your kitchen. Speaking of harmony, I know a young lady who's very, very harmony driven. Her name is Jeanette Sweeney, and she is our lovely tabletop master today. Over to you, Jeanette.
Thank you, Virginia. Toastmaster Virginia, thank you. Can you all hear me? Okay, so our topic is cooking today. And I don't know if some of you know, I am working on a cookbook. Unfortunately, during this COVID time, I don't have the time, but I'm working on it. But I would like to find out what you like about cooking. So I will go ahead and ask a question and select somebody to answer. First question is, what is your main ingredient you like to use in your cooking dishes? Miss Donna.
Of course, you need love. How you do the love sign? You have to have a passion of cooking, definitely. During the COVID-19, and I am also on vacation for 2 weeks. So therefore, I find more joy to be in the kitchen, and pretty much I would cook maybe 3 times a week. I will not put myself to cooking every day. One day is a me time. I am not cooking. Whoever in the house, you have to eat the leftover. So during this COVID, I be able to master some of the dish that I haven't mastered before. One of the dish is like a filet fish with a lot of vegetables, which they would cook in a Chinese restaurant. Normally, we would pay at least $12 to $15 per dish. So finally, I decided to Google the dish of how to make the Chinese filet fish, in Chinese style. And I discovered the secret of all the dish. You must use Chinese wine. Yes, when you go to the Oriental market, you can find the Chinese wine for less than $5. So I decided to purchase a bottle. The bottle will be in Chinese, but you will see one word, WINE. Is okay. Just take one home. So I would mix the wine with all the ingredients that stated in the Google, and the dish come out perfectly all right. I will not give out all the secret. You have to find out yourself how to cook this dish. But one key ingredient, you need love. Thank you.
Thank you. All righty.
Okay, Donna, I'm going to do the evaluation since John Paul hasn't made it in yet.
Okay.
Donna, what I thought you did really good in this was that you started off with a cute little heart, especially after I started talking about hand gestures in the stage. So great way to take Elle's evaluation right into your table topic. Thought you did that good. What I thought you could have done better was organized your speech a little bit better. We get these table topics these evaluations based on giving this table topic in a contest environment. So in a contest environment, this wouldn't have gone anywhere. You wouldn't have placed because there was no organization to your 2-minute speech. So you gave a beginning, you gave a middle, but you didn't conclude it up very much other than reminding us about the wine. What I thought you did absolutely best was that you looked right into the camera for the majority of your speech. You were smiling, you were happy. It made us feel smiling and happy too as we listened to you. But again, work on your structure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Lorianne.
Oh, wow.
What does cooking mean to you? Miss Virginia. You're on mute.
Thank you, Madam Topics Master. May I kindly pass on to one of our guests?
Sure.
Thank you.
You want to take that question, Michael?
Sure, of course. Excellent question, Janet. What the cooking is mean to me? It's
Yes. What does
one of,
cooking mean to you?
of course, it is one of my worst activities. I cannot cook. I cannot cook. I'm a bad cooker. The only thing I can cook is spaghetti and fried eggs. And the result of it, of this is to spend all my money in the restaurants. Except if my parents will call me to get a dinner or get a meal. I'm doing everything to get a food on the home. I do not have the time to stay. I'm very busy and I do not have the time to spend in the kitchen and learn some ingredients to start cooking by myself. And everybody is laughing with me because I cannot put my time in harmony to start to combine all my activities, my business activities, with this very simple thing, cooking, because it has to do with your survival. I have to cook because every month I'm counting my expenses. The biggest expense is about the food. I hate eating on McDonald's or kebab houses. So I have to learn to cook. I like it, even if I like it or not. Over to you.
Thank you. Take it on, Maureen.
Michael, what I thought you did great is you were very funny. You kept us engaged. It was really, really funny. And then it kind of came down when you started talking about the budget. So I felt like you just you just dropped us. Like you just dropped us. You talked about the budget. I think you were trying to compare cooking to a commercial kitchen and managing that because you work in. I don't know. I got confused. I think that was just me trying to pay attention.
I have too many activities. I'm working all the many hours, and I do not have the time to learn to cooking. So
to learn to cook. Okay. All right. So I was confused. So I don't know if that was just me or if everyone else was confused, but it wasn't clear to me what was going on there. But you had me going, and then you went to talk about budget. Then you talked about not having time. So I don't know what. I don't know. I got confused. So I guess that's feedback for a contest environment.
Thank you. What? Wait, I'm trying to read my own writing. How do you plan for your weekly meals? And what ingredients do you use for a weekly meal plan? Petra.
Jeanette,
Yes.
fail to plan is plan to fail. I love your questions. So you already gave the answer. How do we do it? Or how do I do it for 1 week? Now you gave me the time frame already. So that's a not difficult solution. So see, you have to plan the audience. So how many people are going to listen to you? Or how many people are going to eat with you? So besides time, you have to know how many people. You really have to know what they like. You have to know what they are allergic to. You have to know the best dish, the most favorite dish, in order to please them if some of them happen to have birthday along that week. You see, something has got to be very special. So I think in order for me to plan, I've got to know what you gave away, the time. I've got to know the people who are eating it. I've got to also know the budget. got to know how deep the pocket is in order to buy the fish and cook the Chinese fish like Dana, or to cook a French cuisine or Thai street food. So I cannot give you definite answer if I don't have specific the number of people, what kind of food they like, would there be special occasion like celebration or anything harmony or anything distracting? I don't know. It could
I
be
guess
a
I
lot
didn't
of.
make it specific. I should have made it more specific
No,
to
you don't
like
need to give
family.
me, but when I answer, I've got to give you why I cannot say I'm going to make Chinese food or French food or Thai food. Before I can plan a week, I need to know all this. And it's like Toastmaster. We've got to know where we're speaking. If I'm speaking here today, I know I'm bound to have tough evaluation. So I'm waiting for it. Janet?
Thank you, Petra.
All right, Petra. What I thought you did good is that when you came out, you addressed the question, and you also at the conclusion readdressed the question and reminded us what you told us. That was spot on, perfect outline of any speech. Was very impressed with how you did that. What I thought you could have done better was, again, the same thing I told Elle, is I could tell you were doing really cute things down here, but I couldn't see them. They need to come up here to your shoulders. I wanted to see what you were doing. So just remember that when we're on Zoom, what feels normal needs to feel a little abnormal so that we can see what's going on, or at least push back and use more of your space. Either way would work fine. What I thought you did absolutely best is that you're very cute and charming. I wanted to give you a hug. I mean, I just thought you were so adorable. I loved hearing you speak. I wanted to keep hearing you speak, even though I wish I had your question because I had a really good answer for that. I just wanted to keep hearing you speak and speak and speak because you feel like an auntie I just want to listen to all day. So I hope you come back, and I hope you answer another question in the future. You too, Michael, all of you guys.
Do we have time for one more, Lorianne?
We absolutely have time.
Okay, because I was going to hit you up if you want. And I
Oh,
can
yeah,
evaluate
sure.
you. All right. Since we are coming to the summer theme and barbecue season or cooking on the grill season, what is your favorite meal to cook on the grill? Lorianne.
Al, will you evaluate me tit for tat? Okay. Well, thank you, Jeanette, for the question. My favorite thing to cook on the grill is probably my spatula. For those of you who don't know, I am married to a 4-star chef. If he's not home, it's the only time I get to cook what I lovingly call leftovers. He cooks, remember, he cooks for 400, 500, 600 people a day. So when he comes home, he still thinks he's cooking for 400 or 500 or 600 people a day. So whenever he cooks a meal, we've got a month's worth of leftovers. We have a deep freezer. When we went grocery shopping at the restaurant supply store, because we get the wholesale pricing, I never pay more than $1.50 for a pound of meat. We couldn't shut it. It was so full of food. And then I couldn't find the frozen vegetables, which were all at the bottom. So cooking for barbecue is really just placing an order with my husband and letting him do the work. I might say that I would like, chicken or steak or pork chops grilled or corn on the cob. I might ask him what I want cooked. Then I just have to relinquish it and let him do the rest. For Christmas, we bought him a beautiful grill, so it does smoking and grilling all in one. It's an absolute beautiful grill. It was so beautiful, several of us had to go in on it because it was such a major purchase, but he cooks on it just about every night that he's home, and he just fills it up with all that meat, and then it just sits in the refrigerator all week. So my favorite thing to grill on the grill, Jeanette, is to place an order for future leftovers.
I like it. Thank you. All right, Al, take it away when you're ready.
Lorianne, that was great. You opened up with a funny about your favorite thing, the spatula. That was very clever as well. And mostly your reply was a tribute to your husband's great cooking, the chef, the however many star top-notch chef. And then the ending I thought was also funny, that to place an order with your husband. So for the improvement, I think the structure, everything for the improvement would be maybe to stick with one theme or the other, the spatula or the order at the top and the bottom. But otherwise it was pretty funny, and either joke works, whichever one you want to pick. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. And that concludes my table topic session. So right back to you, Miss Toastmaster Virginia.
Thank you so much, Jeanette. That was such a tasty table topics. I really enjoyed every morsel that was delivered in harmony by all of you. So thank you so much. And I will be going to look for that wine one day when I can get out of the house. We need to vote for our table topics winner. So we have Lorianne. Lorianne, how would you like us to vote for table topics today?
This is new on us. We've never done this before. We could do, what's a good way to do it? We've had, well, I'll take myself out of the running because I'm the president, but we got Donna, Michael, and Petra to vote for. I don't know how to go about.
How about if everybody sends me who they want in chat? Would that
We
work?
can send it to you privately in chat if you
Send it
want.
to me
Okay, that's
privately in
fine.
chat.
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll announce it at the end of the meeting.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, the other club, you're right, it just sent to the vote counter.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, see, we can all tell that I'm new at this club because I'm still learning. It's time for our reports. The timing report from Donna, please. I'm going to take you off mute.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
Thank you. All right. So Ellie, your speed is supposed to be from 5 to 7 minutes, but for some reason, I thought Virginia said 20. Yeah.
Yeah, on the.
So I got confused. So I didn't put the card up for you, but you did it within 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Yeah, like right on the dot. Yep. And Lori Ann, when she was evaluating Ellie, you made a speech out of this evaluation. You did 4 minutes, 12 seconds. Okay. you were just, you can't stop right there. No red light. But excellent evaluator. Donna, for table topic, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, right on the dot. For Michael, 1 minute, 45 seconds. Petra, same thing, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Lori Ann, 1 minute, 50 seconds. And then for the evaluator of all the table topic, I think each one of you were like within 1 minute. Is that good?
Yes, it's awesome. Thank you very much. And now off to our aha counter. Aha, aha.
Yes, we had a few ahs. Lorianne had 3 ahs, 1 so. Al had 1 so, and Petra had 1 so, and Donna had 1 so for table topics. And that concludes my aha moment.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. And now it's time for our grammarian to make her report. Elle?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. For the word of the day count, I heard, I believe, Michael use it, and I heard Donna use it, but mostly I heard Virginia use it, and I actually stopped counting about 5. If you used it, give a wave if I might have missed. And Lorianne used it. All right. And then as far as colorful words and imagery, Michael, I heard you talk about kebab houses. I've never been to one, but that sounds good. We don't have that here. Go ahead.
The Turkish restaurants, they serve souvlaki, the traditional meat in a stick souvlaki, the Turkish restaurants. Those are the kebab houses.
Okay.
Many of them in Greece.
Awesome. Thank you. I ordered that for my Father's Day. Okay. And Donna, I thought yours was cute. Don't matter what it says, just W-I-N-E. We all know that. Other than that, I didn't really catch any infractions. Great job, everyone.
Awesome. That is just awesome. It's always nice to hear great things. I'm just bananas over this meeting. I had so much fun today. These bananas are such a wonderful treat because they're versatile. And if you ever need to make a protein shake, cut your bananas into small pieces, put them in a baggie, freeze them, and then you'll have a smoother protein shake. Like I said, I'm just bananas over this meeting. It's been wonderful. Thanks to all of you. I get to play general evaluator today. And I love Glorine's quotes about using the space around you and pushing yourself back. One more tip, so we can see your shoulders. In some cases, I have to play with the table and elevate it with an old VHS cassette or a book or something else. So we play around before the meeting so we can have the optimal view. As long as it's from here up, I'm okay. From here down, not so much, but that's okay. Another thing that was delightful about this meeting is our word of the day, and that was harmony. We did get a little bit of a late start, but that's probably my fault because a delivery came right at the beginning of this meeting that was scheduled for 11. Our table topics were wonderful, and all in all, I think we had a great time together. I have to tell you who won table topics. It was me! No. Okay, drum roll, please. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. It's Petra! Congratulations, Petra. You are our table topics winner today. And we're happy for you, so thank you. Michael, when I come to Greece, we're going to that kebab house. We're going to get souvlaki. I am going to, there you go. We have a trophy for you, Petra. I am going to switch it over to our presiding officer, Lorianne, and thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Virginia. So glad to have such a fun meeting today, especially for my last one as president of the Order of Smedley. My phone has been blowing up from people that are in the TLI, texting me and letting me know what's going on. One of the things that they're most impressed with is that for the district, I gave a 1-hour workshop about a month ago on how to become a hybrid club. And we know for sure that video had made it all its way to Australia, and the district out there made it mandatory for all their clubs to watch it. So I've been traveling around the world, not getting any miles for it, but I'm doing a lot of traveling lately. They texted me and said many people were excited to see our members in there. They're chatting with them and asking about the hybrid and wants to know when our next hybrid meeting is. They want to attend because they watched the video and they're very interested. So that one workshop is getting a lot of work. So those of you that are visiting from other countries, on our website is that video and worksheet that walks a group of club officers through how to set up to become a hybrid club. The Order of Smedley's been doing this for several years, and it's not easy. You don't just set up a camera phone and expect that to work, because that's only one part of 4 parts of the equation. All right, let's go ahead and go around the room and hear from our guests. We have 2 guests today, Michael and Petra. Petra, you joined the meeting first, so you're up first. Petra, how did you enjoy today's meeting? You got it? Yeah.
Madam President, at first, I was a little bit scared. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I have. I admit, it's been enjoyable. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot from all of you. Especially, I would like to comment on my fellow Thai person who is Donna, and she's already distinguished Toastmaster. I love the way she began her answer with love and ended with love, and the 2 words just go into the word of the day, harmony. That is wonderful. I've learned from somewhere that this is called a bookend.
Yes.
A bookend, you begin setting it up. Now, you be setting it up like that, fill books in between, and then end it with just the same. Dana, congratulations, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you ค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ
And you too, Petra. Thank you for doing the bookends like that and putting the effort.
Now you see,
That
I
is
even
exactly what I'm talking about, using your stage.
yeah, I even pushed the table away so I could show myself more of myself on the screen. And
Out of curiosity, how did that feel doing it? Did it feel weird, awkward, different?
No. I use a lot of body language already, because I know that body language is working between 60 to 70 of how the audience perceive your meaning, not words. People fall asleep on words, but people get excited when you say either this or that or a book ends. And
Great.
I found something similar to the speaker. The speaker gave us a very nice to remember SA, right? The situation, the action, and the result. But from my end, from Asia, from my country, it is pain, paint, and point. That's also easy to remember. When
Got you.
tell a
Thank
story-
you. Thank you, Petra. I appreciate it. Thank you for your thoughts. Michael, how did you enjoy today's meeting?
Thank you, Lorianne. First of all, I want to express my apologies for being late. I had some issues in the house about the plumbing. I had to fix them. So I liked the positive vibes you transfer to everybody. Something to say that you have to improve, and I say to improve also in our club, is that when we are talking, to keep a distance from the camera for everybody to read our body language. We are leaning in too much on the camera and they cannot see our body language. We are also doing the same mistake. Something else that I have to admire about the Clearwater in Florida that they are doing the round robin of evaluation for everybody. So you have to stay focused during all the meeting to do not let anything abstract your attention. It is a very good way, and I suggest it as a VP now. The next season I will be in my club to start doing this also in our club. What else? there is nothing else that's coming in my mind. I will make my best to attract as many other country mates of mine to come in your next meeting, because our meetings are already finished and we are in vacation mode. Vacation with coronavirus, vacation in quotes. We are in vacation mode and we are over, so we have to attend in as many other countries' meetings as we can for our own benefit. Over to you.
Thank you, Michael. And you just reminded me something we got away from in our Zoom meetings is we are supposed to do a round robin after the speaker's evaluation. And we've actually, you just reminded me, we've gotten away from that. When we're in the room, we remember to do that. But when we're online, we forget to do the unique round robin after the evaluation. So thank you for that gentle reminder that we do that here. The other thing that we do differently in this club is the speaker also has an opportunity, all of our speakers have an opportunity to choose the length of their meeting. We've been running short meetings as of late. We've only been running 1.5 hour meetings. Typically our meetings are 2 hours long because our speakers actually get an opportunity to choose a 45-minute option. So if they're working on a very long speech or they're giving a workshop, we can have 1 or 2 of those in each meeting. Generally, we have at least 1 meeting a month with a workshop presenter from outside of our area, and then 1 or 2 club speeches. That's why they're 2 hours. Our speakers also get an opportunity to choose a 45-minute format if they actually want to workshop their speech. So for instance, if Elle was giving her speech, you're in my Brady Bunch mode. Elle, you're right here. But if Elle was giving her speech in her work environment, maybe she wants her evaluator to help her workshop it while she's working on it, which means her evaluator gets to stop her mid-speech, give her correction, and then she gets to try it again. Maybe she's practicing the intro, maybe she's practicing the conclusion, but she gets that option to have her evaluator help her work on it in a Toastmaster meeting, because many of us at the Order of Smedley do speak on someone else's stage, and quite a few of us actually get paid for doing that. So evaluations matter because we're taking other people's money and we want to make sure that we're giving them the best bang for their buck, if you will. So evaluations are extremely important. So all of our speakers get an opportunity for a traditional speech followed by an evaluation and round robin, or they can have a workshop speech where their evaluator is privileged to stop the mid-speech, correct them, and try it again, which many of our speakers have found very helpful, especially when they're working on a particular part of a speech elsewhere. Our next club meeting is July 11th, so we get 2 weeks off. So it's nice. We got a break before our July 11th meeting. That's going to be Kelly Hardin's first meeting. I expect us to have a full meeting. We are not going to have a workshop until August. Our next workshop, we've got quite a few opportunities for workshop presenters. We're going to start back up with our normal workshops in August because the TLI, there's another TLI. So those of us that are in today's meeting will probably switch places with those that are in the TLI today and attend that TLI. So we'll do a switcheroo. So I expect the July 28th meeting to be like this, rather short, while the rest of us join that particular TLI. So that's why I've scheduled the workshops to start back up in August, to give us enough speaking opportunities, get the TLIs done, and then pick back up with at least 1 workshop a month. So we've got those already slated for August and September. So we can go ahead and start marketing those in a couple weeks once I get the flyers done. Any other notes? Okay, so I'm going to put back in the chat box the link to today's meeting. If put you on the spot, Michael and Petra, if you would please go out to that link when you get off and fill out our exit survey. I'd really appreciate it. That drops it into our database so we can look at them over time and see what people are thinking of our meeting and any areas of improvement you want to provide there as well. We'd really, really appreciate it. We do look at those during our officer meetings. We pull those up because it drops into a spreadsheet automatically into Google Sheets. So we like to look at those in our officer meetings. All right, and that's all we have. Unless anybody else has any comments, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn today's meeting.
Lori, and I just want to make one comment, and I don't know if you have already. You might want to submit your video to TI and for the article and for the TI magazine.
Oh, that's
for
a
your
very
hybrid thing. Yes,
Donna.
Donna.
Well, even though I'm a new member, I still would like to introduce myself quickly, why I joined this Smedley club. So I joined Toastmasters since February 2014, and I started with one club, which is St. Petersburg Club. 2 years later, I joined another club, which is Gulfport. And now, year number 6, I guess, I feel like this club is appropriate for me at this point in my life, that I need to move up the ladder and challenge myself. So I appreciate the opportunity. Saying was a Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster that introduced me to this club. And of course, since I'm joined the club, I go, okay, how much money do I have to spend per year on Toastmaster? But the reason I can join this Saturday, I might eventually have to let go the other club on Tuesday night. I have to work. I still work 3 days a week as a pharmacist. So therefore, I might keep Wednesday club and then Saturday club. But I'm glad to get to know Petra and Michael today from another country. The rest of the gal are my gal. I know them all. So I'm so glad to meet up with you guys, catch up with you guys today again. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're glad to have you, Donna. And if Petra, Michael, if either of you want to join our club today, it's $30 to join today. We are waiving club dues for anybody that joins by midnight tonight. So we got a few more people. Hopefully we'll join by midnight tonight. We're waiving club dues because our club is really well funded at the moment. And we have enough to take care of our technology needs for the next 6 months. So we don't need any more cash from incoming members. So you only have to pay just a month or two's worth of international dues and you're a part of our club. So
how much is a club due?
Well, it varies depending on our technology needs. It has ranged between $75 per 6 months to $20 per 6 months. It depends on what our education goals are, because sometimes we have been known to fly in a speaker that we really wanted to hear. And we had a hotel fee associated and travel expenses associated with that. We've paid for coaches to come in on certain things, and that's been very helpful to have a professional perspective for a workshop on that. We've had advertising expenses to grow our club. Since there was no district conference, we didn't have any fees associated with the district conference. Usually we sponsor something or pay for an ad or something of that nature. We didn't have any of that this year. So all of those monies that we had set aside rolled over to this year. So that's why we waived the club dues for this next 6 months, is because all those monies went unused and we're just rolling them over. But so that's what the range is. We like to keep it around $50 per 6 months. But so right now, now's a good time to join.
So how do we apply?
So I will shamelessly send you an email, both of you, all of our guests. I'm shamelessly sending an email with the application attached. And if you want to join, you just get with me, and I'll CC our VPM, and you can get with either of us, and we will get your application keyed into the system, pop in your credit card, and bam, you're a member. Any other questions about the Smedley or anything you want to say? Okay, well, everybody,